Hi, I'm Greg. Welcome to 3D to Make It. This is my first video in the Upgrading the Legend series. My goal with this series is to get the Legend to an acceptable printing level because it's not there now. I'll be making one change per video, and today it's polycarbonate wheels. So let's get started. So I decided to get some polycarbonate VSlot wheels. I did a little searching and decided to go with Bulkman 3D on AliExpress. I purchased 100 wheels for about $35 Canadian, including shipping. I'll put a link in the description below. All right, so here are our old crappy wheels, as you can see. I am going to take the bearing out and we will install the bearing in the new wheel. I found the best way to do it is if you have an Allen key that looks like that. Works really well. There are two bearings, one in this side, one in this side, and there is a washer in between. If you can get this into the center at an angle and then press, you pop out, there's that little washer, and then you can just press this out like that. I'll do one more. Get it in there, find it, it kind of grabs, give it a press, out it comes, and then you can just press that out. There you go. Installing just the reverse. Press. It's right in there. Make sure you take this. This is for compression, so you don't, because there's a ridge. You can see there's a ridge that the bearing sits on. This washer takes up the slack between those so that when you compress it, you're not pushing the bearings down into that plastic ridge if you over torque it. Press it in, and away you go. We'll do one more. Press it in. Drop in the washer. Washer floats around, so you may afterwards have to use an Allen key to line it up to get your screw through or bolt. And there you go. It is done. So here's a quick look at the three types of VSlot wheels. The one on the left is the one from Big Tree Tech. As you can see, the quality isn't great. There's some strange ridges. It would ride in a VSlot, but it is not a VSlot. Now, it's kind of rough. There's lots of nicks and dings in it. You know, this can really affect your print quality. So I'm going to replace these. Let me just show you what an Anycubic stock wheel looks like. So as you can see, this one has a bit of wear, but it's got the classic VSlot profile and definitely is in better shape than and this one has been used for months. Now we go to the polycarbonate, and here it's pristine. It's very sharp, no nicks, good manufactured, but it's also brand new. So I'm going to be putting it on, and then we'll see if it makes a big difference or not. Hopefully it will. I'm looking forward to seeing if it really is worth the money to add these onto your printer. So every printer is a little bit different. On the Legend, I found I have to remove the front tensioner to get the bed off. I have to remove the belt. So there's whatever printer you're going to be replacing the wheels on, you're going to have to do a certain amount of dismantling in order to get at all of the parts. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a quick overview. Most of you have probably built a printer and whatnot. So taking your wheels off the carriage is relatively simple. You'll need a wrench to get your bolt in the back. You'll need an Allen key. And you'll just have to unscrew your nut. Your nut will come off. Then typically there will be a spacer between your carriage and your wheel. So it's either going to be a spacer, or if there's a larger hole, that's where your eccentric nut goes. It's not concentric. This is concentric. Same all the way around. Eccentric is off center. So you'll just take those apart, and then like I showed you before, you'll pop the wheel apart and just reverse it and put it back together. There you go. So I'm just going to quickly show off a few of the prints. So this was the first print I did. Now, I don't like using white because white hides a lot of potential problems. You can see the cooling issue that we're going to address in the next video. We have some stringing again due to cooling, and a little bit overhang issues, and the bow isn't perfect, but I don't like using white because white tends to hide some of the problems. So these two were done on the Legend. You can see we've got a little bit of banding here, and again the cooling issues. Same type of stringing. That looks a little rough. And the top, the whole ridge along the top looks a little rough. Not sure if that's the wheels or whatnot, but we can have a look. So that was the first set of benchies. It looks identical to the white one, but it's a little easier to see the contrast with another color. So now here, again, same wheels, same print, same cooling issue, and still has it's a little more tweaked profile, but it's about the same. You can see the quality is there. Now, these two were stock wheels. This one has the new wheels. Now the bow does look a little bit better. Still have the cooling issue, as you can see there and there. Still have some drooping, and obviously the wheels aren't the issue with the top here. It almost seems like it shifted a little bit, so I'll have to check the acceleration. But the bow, let's take a look, see if we can see it on camera. The bow, there's a few more ridges on this one, and a little bit less on this one. So there is a definite improvement with the polycarbonate wheels, but I wouldn't say groundbreaking. But it definitely does look a bit better. Let me know in the comments if you think that it's just as crappy, because right now, remember, I haven't changed the cooling. It's still the stock cooling on the printer. I'm not going to show you the example of the one that I've improved the cooling yet, but you can see definitely more ridges than the other one. So, okay, we did see a result. There definitely was an improvement going to the new polycarbonate wheels. Was it a huge improvement? Not a huge improvement, but definitely an improvement. So in my mind, for me, it was worth it. If you have good quality VSlot wheels on your printer, then you probably don't need to change them out, rush and change them out right away. But if you are having a nicked wheel or problems with your wheels, definitely I recommend going to polycarbonate. It does make a difference, and it's not expensive. It cost me $15 to do all of my printers. The other half of those 50 wheels went to David, and he took the other $15. So for $30 for 100, that's 35. Pretty reasonable. So definitely worth doing. Now, the next video, I'm going to go over cooling, and we're going to take a look at what was on the Legend and how we can improve it. And so I hope you check that one out. If you made it this far, thank you very much for supporting the channel. Like, subscribe, and see you next time.